7 EastEnders spoilers for next week, airing from Monday the 25th to Thursday the 28th May. It's going to be an emotional and dramatic week in Walford, with families pushed to their limits, shocking secrets coming to light, and heartbreaking news changing lives forever. From wedding day chaos and family betrayal to Denise Fox facing a devastating health battle, Albert Square is heading for a week that nobody will forget anytime soon. First up, Vicki Fowler's wedding plans are thrown into complete chaos when Ross Marshall asks the question nobody expected. Did Vicki sleep with Zack Hudson? The accusation shocks both families and threatens to destroy the big day. Spoiler number 2 sees Vicki showing signs that she may be more like her father Den Watts than she realises. Secrets and betrayal begin tearing relationships apart, leaving serious doubts over whether the wedding can survive the drama surrounding it. Meanwhile, Grant Mitchell makes a huge sacrifice in an attempt to protect his son, Mark Fowler. Hoping to save him from more trouble, Grant takes the blame for the crimes linked to the car lot, but his decision could come with serious consequences. Elsewhere, Eddie Knight creates even more tension around the square after making another dangerous enemy. His behaviour continues causing problems, and this latest feud could finally push things too far. Spoiler number 5 focuses on Will Mitchell, who struggles while caring for Janet on his own. Feeling overwhelmed by the pressure, Will quickly realises just how difficult the responsibility really is. Next, Ravi Gulati returns home after spending time in a mental health hospital. His comeback raises plenty of questions around Walford, with many wondering whether Ravi has truly changed or if old problems are about to resurface. And finally, Denise Fox faces one of the toughest moments of her life after receiving a devastating blood cancer diagnosis. The heartbreaking news sends shockwaves through her loved ones, leaving the family facing a painful and uncertain future together. Here are our 7 EastEnders spoilers for next week. Vicki Fowler's infidelity could be exposed on her wedding day. As Vicki Fowler's wedding day gets closer, the drama surrounding her and Zack Hudson becomes impossible to ignore. Things take a worrying turn when Zack suddenly rushes out of the Vic after receiving a phone call that leaves him completely devastated. Whatever he's heard clearly hits hard, especially as Vicki tries to move forward and focus on her future with fiancé Ross instead. Despite everything that's happened between them, Vicki is determined to leave the affair in the past and make her relationship with Ross work. But with money worries starting to pile up, she begins considering selling her late father Den Watts' ring to help pay for the honeymoon, a decision. On the night before the wedding, emotions are already running high when Zack gives Vicki a bracelet, hoping she'll wear it as proof that he still means something to her. But when she refuses, Zack is left hurt and furious, making his feelings impossible to hide. Ross quickly notices the tension and becomes deeply unsettled after Zack hints that Vicki could be cheating once again. From that moment on, Ross's mood completely changes, leaving Vicki worried that the wedding could already be falling apart before it's even begun. Zack later confronts Ross directly about whether he still plans to go ahead with the ceremony, before making one final attempt to win Vicki back for himself. And then the chaos really begins. A mix-up involving the wedding car forces Vicki to travel to Walford Park by tube, leaving Ross convinced she's not going to show up at all. With paranoia and suspicion, police swarm Albert Square as Grant Mitchell takes responsibility for Mark Fowler's crimes. Tensions continue rising around the stolen cars storyline as Max becomes more determined than ever to uncover the truth. After watching Lauren take delivery of a vehicle, he starts inspecting a set of suspicious keys he recently found, convinced they could finally expose whoever's responsible. Things quickly take a risky turn when Max heads over to number 55 to test whether the keys fit the lock. But before he can get any answers, Cindy catches him in the middle of it all and immediately grows suspicious. Not long after, Grant, Sam and Phil arrive and dismiss Max's accusations completely, insisting he's got the wrong idea. But Cindy isn't convinced for a second. In her eyes, there's already enough evidence pointing towards Mark being involved in the car thefts, and she pushes for the accusations to be made public during the relaunch of the car lot. However, in a moment that shocks absolutely everyone, Grant suddenly steps forward and takes full responsibility himself, insisting that Mark had nothing to do with any of it. Cindy instantly sees through Grant's confession and accuses him of covering for his son, while Max threatens to take things even further by calling the police. As panic spreads through the Mitchell family, they soon receive a warning that officers are on their way. Realising the situation is spiralling out of control, Sam suggests that Grant... Tensions are running extremely high at number 1, and George is taken aback when Gina unexpectedly agrees to join him for a family meal. But it soon becomes clear she's not there for him. Gina reveals she only came over because Nicola is struggling with Ivy and needed his help. George immediately leaves to deal with the situation, leaving Gina alone with Eddie. She keeps her distance and refuses to engage, ignoring his attempts to strike up a conversation. Later, when Eddie criticises Gina in front of Harry, he doesn't hold back and firmly stands up for his girlfriend. Will Mitchell is concerned about caring for Sister Janet. Oscar invites Will to go with him to a rave, but Billy steps in and explains that things are already difficult, with Honey in hospital. He asks Will to help by taking Janet to visit their mum on the ward instead. Will ends up coming home late and is disappointed to have missed Oscar, feeling torn between wanting a normal social life and his responsibilities at home. However, Honey and Billy reassure him that he doesn't have to carry everything on his own and that support is there if he needs it. Five Eel and Elaine Peacock clear the air. After months of tension during a chaotic election campaign and a surprising kiss in the aftermath, Ian and Elaine are left unsure about what their relationship really is. Despite all the arguments and bitterness, it's clear there's still a strong sense of affection between them. Next week, over a drink in the Vic, the pair decide to draw a line under everything and agree to stay friends. But with feelings still clearly lingering on both sides, the question remains, could this friendship slowly turn into something more? Ravi Gulati returns home. After spending time in a mental health unit, Ravi sends a letter to Priya, but she never gets to see it. As a result, she's still unsure where they stand following the decision to have him admitted, where he was later diagnosed with severe PTSD. Later, she's taken by surprise when Ravi suddenly turns up back home, hoping to rebuild their relationship and move forward together. But after everything that's happened, will Priya be willing to give their relationship another chance? 7. Denise Fox is diagnosed with blood cancer. Denise is called into hospital for a bone marrow test and makes the decision to attend the appointment on her own. The results come back relatively quickly, and she is left stunned when she's diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, a serious form of blood cancer. Speaking when the storyline was first announced earlier this month, executive producer Ben Wadey explained that the aim was to handle the plot with care and sensitivity. He said the team worked closely with Blood Cancer UK to ensure the diagnosis and its impact were portrayed as accurately as possible. He added that as Denise's story unfolds, the show hopes to highlight the realities and challenges of living with acute myeloid leukemia, not only for the person diagnosed, but also for their loved ones.